All right, we're looking here at the pelvis. Let's start with bones. Your lumbar vertebrae, which makes up your low back. This is going to be the sacrum, your coccyx. This is the pelvic bone. Together, when it's articulated, it's called the os coxae. Individually, your coxae is just called coxal bones. The coxal bones are fused with three bones. You have your ilium, which is the superior section, your pubis bone, and then your ischium, which is what you sit on. These three bones fuse to make this structure here, which is called the acetabulum. This is where your head of your femur articulates to form the coxofemoral joint. When we look at this, there's also a joint between the ilium and the sacrum called the sacroiliac joint, and that's on both sides. And when we look at the cartilage between the lumbar vertebrae and the sacrum, this is called the intervertebral cartilage. And then you have another piece of fibrocartilage, which is called the pubic symphysis, which holds the pubis together. Noting other structures on here, the holes are called sacral foramen. This anterior aspect of the sacrum is called the sacral promontory. When we look at the pubis, we can see this big hole. This is called the obturator foramen on either side. And then branching off the pubis, you have the superior pubic ramus and the inferior pubic ramus. On the ischium's the bone that's in the back. This is the ischial tuberosity, which is rough. And you have the ischial spine, which is here. So when you're looking at it from the front, you can see the ischial spine towards the back. It's kind of hard to view some aspects, and then you have the ischial tuberosity. Now, there's a lot of structures on the ilium. Any structures on the ilium is called iliac structures. So you have the iliac crest. Anteriorly, you have two spines here. This is called the anterior superior iliac spine. When you drop below it, anterior inferior iliac spine. You have your iliac fossa, because it's an indentation, and your sacroiliac joint. When you turn it over posteriorly, there are two structures that articulate with the sacrum. This is the posterior superior iliac spine and the posterior inferior iliac spine, which you can see better when you look at a coxal by itself. So when you're looking at a coxal bone, your acetabulum, and then your pubis, superior pubic ramus, inferior pubic ramus, ischium, ischial tuberosity, obturator foramen. You always look for the indentation to find the iliac fossa, iliac crest, anterior superior iliac spine, anterior inferior iliac spine. Go to the back, posterior superior iliac spine, posterior inferior iliac spine. Since this one's in the back, this one is your ischial spine. And you can do the same thing on the front. You just follow the iliac crest posteriorly by the ischial spine, and you follow the iliac crest anteriorly to get the anterior, the ASIS and the AIIS.